Meanwhile, Amy was making her way to the hospital. I hope he is okay, she said to herself as she was sitting on the bus. The lady next to her looked at her. What's up? She asked. Nothing, Amy replied as she began to cry. You can talk to me, the old lady said. No, it's fine, Amy repeated as the old lady placed her hand on Amy. It's okay, she said as Amy looked at her. Okay, she replied. I'm having an affair, Amy suddenly blurted out loudly as everyone on the bus turned around and looked at her. Well, that seems to be your problem, the old lady said as she turned around. No, please, Amy begged as the old lady had turned off. It wasn't a mistake, I fell in love with him, but I still love my husband, Amy explained. I suggest you get locked up for being crazy in the head, the old lady said as she was starting to ignore Amy. Oh, come on, like you have never thought about cheating on your husband, Amy said as she came up close and personal with the old lady. The lady turned around. Ma'am, please give me space. Amy then slapped the old lady as she fell to the ground. Everyone turned around and looked at Amy standing over the old lady, who was laying on the floor of the bus. What have you done? Someone shouted as everyone was rushing over to assist the old lady. You are going to be in a lot of trouble, a man said as he grabbed Amy and put her arms around her back. What are you doing? She said as the man grabbed her closer. You are under arrest, he said as he pulled out his undercover badge. But it was an accident, Amy explained as she was embarrassed. All of a sudden her phone began to ring. I really need to get this, Amy said as the man opened up the phone and gave it to her. Where are you? Terry said down the line. I told you, I need to go see my friend in the hospital, Amy said as everyone on the bus was making a lot of noise. Why is everyone booing you? Terry asked down the line. They aren't booing me, they are booing the bus driver as we have been stuck in traffic for over 20 minutes, Amy said as she was twisting the truth. The man then took the phone off her. Sir, your wife has been lying, she is under arrest for assaulting someone. Terry was shocked. No, you can't be telling the truth, he shouted down the line. My wife is honest and trustworthy, he said to the officer. Amy then began to laugh. What's so funny? The officer said as Amy was smirking. Amy then grabbed the phone and put it down. You don't need to know, she said as the bus stopped. Okay, everyone off, the bus driver said as the old lady was still on the floor as blood was still coming out from her head. We need to get her some medical aid, someone said on the bus as everyone was looking at Amy. Look, it was an accident, Amy said as Amy was being pulled off the bus. Everyone was booing as Amy was being taken off the bus. Please don't arrest me, Amy said to the officer. I'm sorry, the officer said as he then pulled out his radio and radioed for backup. Amy looked at him as she then began to sweat. I can't go to prison, Amy said. You have to do the time, the officer said as all of a sudden there was a police car behind the bus. Please, Amy shouted as the officer got out of the car and then walked over to her. Take her down the station, Phil, the officer holding Amy said. No, please, Amy said as she dropped to her knees.